Oh, hey, welcome to the Monday edition well, it's the only edition. It would only be on Mondays. I'm sorry. Welcome to Monday. Speak on it. I said Monday edition. There is no other edition. This is this is the only edition there is. Mondays is Speak on it. And that's what we do. It is me, your boy, the Louisiana country boy, and my favorite beautiful co-host, the Little Diva.
Hey,
How you there,
hey,
Diva?
hey. How's it going?
It is going well. It is going well. Let me look. Let me adjust my thing over here so my phone don't get to ringing. Cause tonight is Monday, so it's FaceTime with the executive producer. So she might try to call
You
while the
might
show
try
is
to.
on.
I mean, we on a time schedule today.
Look. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to do this thing. And let me see how. Oh, airplane mode. I had got wise. I know how to do airplane mode now.
I don't forgot. I had. I used to do that too.
Well, let me tell you, and we're gonna get on topic, y'all. But let me tell you something. This
Look, we
old
have no
boy.
topic. We don't have no
This,
topic today, so
oh,
you
that's
good.
right. I forgot. This old boy figured something out. In I figured out what people do. You know that people when they really don't want to talk to you and they be on the phone with you. I didn't know this now, and they want to end the conversation, but they don't want to end the conversation. They hit airplane mode. I didn't know that.
While they're talking to you?
Yes, they hit the airplane mode, and when it go on airplane mode, it cuts it off like, phoop, and you be thinking like, oh, they just dropped signal. No, they just.
Who told you that?
I just heard it, little buddy. I just heard. I've never done it personally, but it's probably been done to me a time or
I don't
two.
know about that one, country
But
boy.
yes, I heard that's what they do. They hit the
That's not
airplane mode.
because airplane mode don't make your phone just cut off.
I don't know.
Airplane mode does not do that. Airplane mode is to make you not have incoming calls.
Well, maybe that's what it is. They cut it off, and then when you try to call back,
Now that could be
maybe
it.
that's what it do. But I don't know. Maybe you try to call back and it goes voicemail. You be like, oh, they must just be in a bad area. No, they was
No,
in a good area.
talk to you.
They just didn't want to talk to you. But
It was
yeah,
done. It was tired.
they was tired. Look here. How was your day? How was your day? How was your day?
Whoo! It was a long day because I went to work. Um, Things happened. Wonderful things. It was a good day actually. And then after work, I went. I wasn't gonna go straight to see my dad. First, I was gonna go see my daddy right after work, so I get it over
Right.
with. And when I say get it over with, I mean that in a bad way. I mean traffic and stuff. Uh, but then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go home first and settle in, then go. Then I thought that is not a good idea. So my ex, I asked him to roll with me, and so we went right after I got off work because he was off today. So we went down there, and it was good. He's fine. He's feeling good. They still don't know what's wrong. They never do. And when you're in a situation to where you have when your parents get remarried, it can be different.
Right.
Um, if there's no good relationship or rapport between you and the person. And so my dad has a wife, so we don't have the I don't want to use the word power, but we don't have the we don't communicate well enough to where we can ask questions and be the get things done that we know need to be done or talk to the doctors. We really can't do that,
Right.
because we don't have that power. So it's frustrating. I've gotten over the last 6 months, I've kind of got it settled in my head that this is just how it's gonna be, and I have to work with it and deal with it the best way that I can. But he's fine. He was in there complaining about when I got there with some food on the table. I said, "What you eat today?" He said, "I don't know. They brought me something over there. I didn't want it." So I went and looked at it. It was a big old piece of chicken. Looked pretty good to me and some vegetables. I almost wrapped that bad boy up and took it home. Uh, so that was lunch that I got there at what's almost 6 o'clock.
Mm.
Here come the man with his new meal for dinner. He told the people, "You can take that back with you."
Mm. Well, that's a good sign though. That means
A very good sign.
he ain't trying to be up
Well,
in
then
there.
I walk over and say, "Daddy, don't say that because you don't know what it is." It was a little cute little chicken breast. And I said, "Well, I mean, it don't look like it's the juiciest chicken breast, but it's a chicken breast. And it's food. It looks better. And it's some greens." He said, "You can close that back up."
Hey,
I was like,
again,
whatever.
again, he ain't trying. some people be up in there and they get used to it. He like, I ain't even trying
Yeah.
to get
And
used
every
to it.
time he go to the hospital, that's all. So we usually bring food, but I heard the nurse today say he was on a low cholesterol diet, low carb diet. So we
Okay.
can't even be bringing him no hamburgers. Usually we bring him in burgers or whatever. So we can't even do that. But anyway, long story short, my point to that was that means he's feeling better. They're giving him antibiotics, and that he's giving him his energy and everything back.
Right.
But he's tired. He's really tired of going back and forth to the hospital. He's tired. He was just like, you know, it's just always something.
Right.
And so we actually had a little discussion about. He said someone was telling him about taking many pills, how people have gotten off. Like he said, well, I would just be scared to take my blood pressure pills. He said, but all them other ones, I want to figure out, what he could do, because I've heard that too. Not that we would just take him; he would just go off.
Right.
But
Right.
talking to somebody about kind of weaning off some of that medicine, because I don't know. Sometimes I believe that we are guinea pigs for things, and they're trying to figure out what's going on by just giving you a pill. Now I have to say, I am a pill popper. I will pop a matter of fact. I just took my Zyrtec, and because now that my allergies are better, my tongue and everything is back to normal. I'm still taking those antibiotics, but give me a pill and let me be done with it. Let me move. Let me give me a pill, whatever it is. If it's something to
But
fix,
but you do realize that what that does is it doesn't fix anything. It kind of
mhm,
masks whatever the problem is. Now I do know. Now you can tell your dad I can hook y'all up with a lady. A lady. Now she was, I can't remember exactly where she's at, up north somewhere. Well, was a medical doctor, okay,
mhm,
a surgeon who has moved away from that pill thing that you're talking about,
mhm.
and now she teaches people about how the natural way to go about. And now she doesn't just be like, "Oops, stop taking it."
Right.
The process on it,
Progression.
yeah.
Mhm.
And man, she had me like, huh. Not, I don't take pills anyway.
Right, right.
Give me an aspirin and a vitamin, and I'll run 100 miles. That's just me. Now I will say this. I will tell y'all this. For years, I can't say that it was it,
Mm,
but for me, for years, you know what I used to take?
mm.
A double shot of apple cider vinegar and water.
Yeah. A lot of people say apple cider, they swear by apple cider vinegar.
That
As
was
a
it.
matter of fact, my coworker told me when I was taking my antibiotics to get rid of whatever this was going on in my mouth and my stuff. But I was rinsing my mouth out with the salt water and the warm water.
Right.
She says, add your little apple cider vinegar and it'll make it faster. I never did go get the apple cider vinegar, but I was had it not had the salt water not worked when it hadn't
Right.
worked and the antibiotic didn't work. That would have been the next step of the apple cider vinegar. Because I heard
Yeah.
that thing there do miracles to a whole bunch of stuff.
Hey, I used to tell them folks at work, they be like, they start sneezing. I say, get you some apple cider vinegar and water.
And get away from me till you take it.
And well, look, I'm
Oh,
covered.
you good. You covered.
Get you some apple cider vinegar. But man, I think for probably 3 years, that's what I was. I got to the point where I got like the bottled water. So I
Mhm.
was drinking water. I'd take me 2 cups, 2 little capfuls, pour them in water, shake it up.
So, can it take my double chin away?
Yeah, yeah.
you
Apple
said
cider vinegar,
you
apple,
said that so seriously.
apple cider vinegar and water,
Can it take my tummy away?
apple cider vinegar and water. I'm telling y'all right now. Hey, look,
That's what it's gonna be.
y'all take this and write it down. Try it. Try. Look, I know everybody. Yes, it is. I ain't saying it. Well, castor oil wasn't that good back in the day, but when you got sick, your mama gave it to you.
That's what
Gave it
they
to
gave
me.
it to you.
Look here, turpentine ain't the best thing in the world, but back in the day, they gave it to you.
Uh-uh.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Put that thing on a little sugar cube. Yeah, but
No, ma'am, no, sir.
but somehow what look at us. We've gotten away from those things way back that worked. That really worked. I mean, gotten away from them. We got to this conventional thing. I always say this: when you go to a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
when you go to a doctor, you are going to a practicing physician. Okay, that's the first word, practicing position. He's practicing. She practicing. That's what they are. They're practicing. And whom are they practicing on? Look, that's how I see it. So give me, or
Disclaimer. Look, disclaimer, y'all. He is not a medical. These are all opinions of Speak on It.
I'm not medical. I'm not medical. Hey, but but apple
Yeah, no,
cider
I
vinegar.
understand. I'm really teasing, but
I those things. I think a lot of the stuff. So much has changed, and I know this is just off the thing, but so much has changed. We we have become such a society that depends on everything and everybody else.
mm-hmm.
You know, who I think a lot of people are starting back. People are growing gardens again. But we go and buy some stuff. We don't. Now they try to scare you to death, talking about this was made over here, and you don't know what this, and be sure to look at the little tag on this. Man, look at him. Apple trees been growing forever. God planted them things long time. Apple
Yeah.
trees, all that stuff has been
Pecan trees. Not a pecans are crack for y'all already. I was thinking one day, now I love pecan and I do buy them crack, but in my mind I was like, who cracked these pecans? And was their hands clean? Which I know they have a machine, so I'm teasing. I want to say I'm crazy, but I do be thinking like, who did this? Somebody. And then they had a grapes now where you can buy your grapes already pulled apart from the thing.
really
Who? I'll be like, who pulled them grapes? When did they wash them
like
hands?
peel grapes.
No, yeah, great. No, just regular grapes on the vine, but they
Uh-huh.
don't be. Somebody pulls them off the
Oh, you
vine.
don't have the vine no more. That's the whole
Yeah.
part of you.
Oh no, but I'm a lazy girl. I do not have a problem. Now, right now I got some on the vine, but if I go to a store and they got them and they off the vine for me already, I'm good.
Come on, look here. I'm so country. Let me tell you. I wish I could find one right now.
You
You
so
probably
country and I'm a little bit of rock and roll. I had
look.
to
You
say
might
that.
not know nothing about this. You ever had a muscadine?
A who?
A muscadine.
A mustard dime?
No, a muscadine. It's a little.
Muscadine.
Yes.
What is it?
Ooh, let me tell you. I was in. It's like a. I can't even explain it. It's a fruit. Maybe I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, you pull it off the vine and it's green and it be sweet and oh, and it's got like a little seed in it. Oh my goodness. I used
Really?
yes. I ain't seen them in years. I ain't seen them in a
You know
long
what else I haven't seen in years?
time.
You remember the old school green plums?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I eat those more than I eat the regular but you don't see those anymore unless they're in Louisiana somewhere.
They might be. I might have to go down there and get some plums and some
Yeah, if you get on down there, you see find me and my daddy both. Me and my daddy some green plums. We used to buy
plums
them
and
in the brown paper
muscadine
bags
too.
from the farmers market.
It's all of those things that we have so in my opinion I just
Mhm.
think that we got away from these things
Yeah.
that were healthy. A lot of people say, oh, it wasn't. I just think that it was. I came up in the country again. I came up with collard greens and greens in the garden, and I came up with peas that you had the shell sitting on.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I ain't gonna sitting on the front porch stealing peas.
Right.
Those things. I came up. We love the summer. For me, the summertime when you sit on the front porch and somebody bust open a watermelon and you sit there and I don't know what them things is they got now, but when you would bust open a watermelon and that thing would be just as sweet.
Sweet.
Oh, now
Now you taking them back to the store.
they got watermelon ain't got no seed. How you have a watermelon ain't got no seed?
Now I'm gonna have to say I was like you at first, but then I broke down. I broke down.
Where it come from if it ain't got no
I
seed?
know. Where is the brown little seed? They got the little white seeds, but where the little brown seeds? I'm telling you. Now
The
I did break
greatest,
down and go and get one, but I wondered too. What happened to the brown seed?
the
What they
greatest
did
part about that was you take them seed and
and spit
sometimes
it out. I
yeah,
understand.
well, not only spit it out, but then I know they wouldn't really take root, but later on you could see like the vine come and be like, oh,
Yeah, you country, because I didn't see that.
you didn't see the vine come.
But I do be thinking when I go in there and say seedless before I drink the Kool-Aid,
Mhm.
I would look at it and be like, Now, how we get a seedless watermelon? Where does that grow at? Who
Right.
grows that? And then they got grapes that taste like cotton candy now. Where did we get that from? Who put them together? Have you seen those?
Mm-mm. I'm not
Yes,
into it.
it's called cotton candy grapes.
Now I'm good with.
You good? You
I'm good. I'm not. I'm good. I mean, and I know that things change, but
yeah.
that's like anything. When we start to us, when we start to putting our hands and trying to make this, that, and the other, and twisting up. I mean, look at the world. We done twisted up this, that, and the other. You know, and it's a boy got a whole bunch of stuff on my mind. I be thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I might, if y'all excuse me, if I jump around on something over there, I just jumped over there because it
Mm-hmm.
just hit my mind. There's where are we today? Because we're talking about vegetables and we're talking about stuff that's natural, the natural progression. Now, this might y'all might get offended if y'all do. I'm sorry. Y'all can click off, and click back on when the little diva talking. But the natural progression that we've gone and everything, and we become okay with everything and accepting everything. You
Agreed.
know, that's where there's no
There's
what was
no
that
wrong. There's no wrong.
what was that thing that they say? And I was thinking about this,
Mhm.
they used to say you're going down, and I heard this when I used to watch them Law and Order shows.
Yeah, yeah,
You're going down a very slippery slope.
yeah.
And we started a long time ago going down this slippery slope. Now that thing has just because there's so much now that we just the lines have been so blurred on so much. There is no defined anything because everything is how you feel about it. Well, you know what, today, if you feel like that about that, then it's okay. We have no defined, we do have it, but we choose to overlook what the definition and defining right and wrong. We've crossed over so much, and we think that we can just bounce back and forth, and that's really disappointing. That
Mm.
is really, really, really disheartening. I think about that, and this all might not even tie in, but you know, we look at today's and probably because I heard something about it yesterday
Mhm. Mhm.
about even the athletes and the things that go on and how these people or these things that are happening with them and how they're out here doing certain things and people are just in awe and just like, ooh, I can't believe this, you, you
Mhm.
know um and then we go like, well, where's the line of punishment, or where's that line, you know or when are we going, I'll say this may go way back, but there was even a player years ago. What's his name? The guy, the baseball guy. I
Mhm.
can't remember his name. Played with the Red Sox. Anyway, he was the. It's kind of like he got caught. He was cheating or playing something or gambling, and they denied him. They kicked him out of the league. He's been banned forever. Pete Rose, that's the fella's name. Pete
Mm.
Rose. Pete Rose.
Mhm. I
He
remember
got
him.
he got banned forever. Okay, for whatever it is. But then I look and I go like, was he living up to what he did? I'm not saying that his activities was wrong, but if you're talking about the thing like, oh, he can't get into the Hall of Fame, we can't because he did this wrong. But is the Hall of Fame based on his abilities that he was given? Did anything that his God given talents that he was given? Is that why you keeping him out? Now we're in this thing where we're allowing the slippery slope. Where we
Cancel
start,
culture is what you're speaking of.
yes, we start allowing people to determine us and what is good about us, or what, oh, this makes you good, now this
Mhm.
makes you bad, now, oh, you're not good enough to get over here. And that slippery slope has started in so much years ago.
If I'm following you, I want to make sure I'm following you because um, are you? So in my mind, what we're talking about is This person got punished, so they wouldn't allow him to be a part of the Hall of Fame because he did something wrong.
Right.
I totally agree with that. Because, like, let's just say, now I am not an R. Kelly fan. And me and my kids argue about it. I was never an R. Kelly fan, but I also am definitely not a fan of someone who, and we can't say allegedly anymore because he's been proven guilty. So we can say he's guilty. I know people love him. I know that, people don't want to feel like he did it for whatever reason. And being that I feel that the verdict was great, was wonderful. I think the punishment is well deserved if he did these, since he did it to these children. However, I don't think his music should be banned. Okay.
Right.
I don't think, let's just say Bill Cosby. Even though, now the thing about Bill Cosby, he was found innocent, which is what the trip about people to me is. You can be found, whether you think he did it or not, in the court of law, which is our democracy, the man was found not guilty. So to take his name off of Bill Cosby, taking his names off buildings, to me, those are things they did, they accomplished, kind of what you were saying. They've already accomplished those things. And because they did something wrong, I don't think you should go back and take those things down. But yes, he's punished now because now he's been caught. So yeah, put him in jail, whatever the punishment is. But I don't think you go back. Bill Cosby paid a bunch of money for that name to be on that building. Y'all gonna give him his money back? And again, I am not saying that he shouldn't be punished. It's just I don't think you should go back and reach back and get people stuff that they've accomplished prior to. You know what I mean? No, he punished. You know, is that kind of where you were going to a certain extent?
It's when we start these things, but none of it is. The lines are never clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's always we've learned as a society how to move the goalposts to fit wherever it needs to fit whomever it needs to fit, because that's how the goalpost goes.
Give me an example, because I don't think I'm following.
We've got, there are other people that have done horrific things,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't get as much. We move the goalposts. But see, here's the thing about us, is all of us, we allow the goalposts to be moved. We will. Instead of, I said this the other day, I was in my feelings when I posted it, y'all. If y'all read it, I was in my feelings. The simple fact that we all will sit and talk about, repost, post, negative. When people fail, we will jump up and down and want to share it and want to put it all out there. When in the heck are we going to learn how to straighten each other's crown in private instead of knocking them off in public? At some point, do we not understand? This is what I have come to understand. Just as quick as I knock somebody else's crown off, I got to remember I'm wearing one too. I got to remember that. And the thing is when we start knocking people's crowns off, whether it to be for jokes, or whether it to be because we feel some type of way about them, we don't have to. We don't have to degrade people and try to bring people down. Or why? At the end of the day, when I look in the mirror, I don't want to look and go like, man, you know what? Did I do that to one of my sisters, my brothers? And I ain't talking about of color. I'm talking about to a sister or a brother. Did I help somebody else throw dirt on them?
Now, where I disagree, let me say I disagree. Where I, on the same topic, I'll say this. I'm a true believer that if you do something wrong, I think certain people, and I'm not just saying be mean to people. I'm not saying, because where I thought you was going, you didn't go that way. I thought you was going a different direction. I don't think people should be so negative. They do jump up and down if something's negative. If somebody posts something negative. There's a guy in our dance community that allegedly did some things. Oh my God, they are over that. They passing and sharing and commenting like all day, all day. Oh girl, did you get this? Did you get this? I'm sharing. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna see your link. I got 25 of them links, same links. I said I already got it. But every morning, and I'm not trying to take it personally, I'm just giving an example. Every morning I post a motivational post. There's nothing. It's not shared. A few more people. As time gets on, that's why I won't stop, because now I see people coming along. You know, it ain't for 10, but That's good because it started out to being none to one. But on where you were saying about how people will pass on that negativity, they'll talk. And again, this person, he did some things. He did, but it ain't been proven in court. I always say, I try to throw that out there. But they was all on it. Even some of the and since I'm being honest, this is my season of honesty. Someone on there that never responds to anything. This is the second time they responded to something like this, and they're a leader. They're a leader of some big things, and they only respond to certain people. And actually, in their organization, they have some horrible people in their organization that's a part of this event that they throw, but they don't say anything. So that's when we talk about moving that goalpost. Mm-hmm. They never speak on that person.
Well, and that's and when I say
that's, to me, is moving the
right goalpost. The goal. That's what, and that thing. And here's how I see it. Mm-hmm. We all have the opportunity to stop the trash. Mm-hmm. And you say, well, what you talking about? How can we stop it? When it comes to me, I don't send it no further. See, that's you can, if you bring it here, I can stop it right here. I don't see. We can either contribute to this thing, mm-hmm. and when I say contribute, what you say is, ooh, well, look, it can stop right here. Mm-hmm. It will stop with me. It won't be me that's passing it on. Right. If each one of us takes that approach, look, if you bring this to me,
Now, what I wasn't the rest of what I said, so I wanted to make sure I was clear on that part. I do have that part of what you said about moving the goalposts. If you're gonna call out one, you need to call out everybody because they're your friend, and I posted that before too. Just because they're your friend, and if you are really their true friend, you will pull them to the side because that's somewhere in the Bible. I don't know the scripture, but I know it's there.
That's straightening the crown. That's what when I say.
You got to tell your person. But on that other hand, I wouldn't need to make sure that I say this. I am a true believer that if someone does something wrong, they have to be exposed. If you out here stealing money, I'm not saying I'm going to be messy about it, but someone needs to say something because those same people that I'm talking about that people will continue to hug on and say, oh, poor baby, this, that, and other, they haven't been exposed yet. They're stealing money. They're stealing this. So I do believe in that, but not just being negative about, oh, look at Donnie's show or look at my work. Oh, they just sit up here talking, have a conversation. Right. I don't want to do that. Look at what they doing. Look, that kind of stuff. Or with this guy that I mentioned that they've been posting all this bad stuff about the things that he did. When you say they should have stopped it, I mean, one of his ex-girlfriends has even come on and posted a video of him on Judge Mathis. I know 10, 15 years ago, and I thought that's too far. Right, you didn't have to go dig that up. They're already putting it out there about what he did.
Right.
It's enough because another thing I said this to somebody. I said, my thing is, I get it. If he did something wrong, I get it. However, we also don't want to push that person to suicide. How much can that person take?
Right.
Oh, they're not going to commit suicide. You don't know that.
Right.
And I know that's a big jump. That's extreme. But what we got going on in our world right now, Donnie.
Right. And that's, and here's when you say that, here's the biggest thing that so many of us miss. Mm-hmm. It is even if it's gonna be a tough one. This gonna be our debatable one right here. With so many things that we miss, the greatest thing that I see that we miss.
What's that?
Grace. Because see, our thing is to extend grace. Because I'm telling you, and I will tell anyone that's listening, there will come a time. There will come a point in your life, whether you're 8 or 80.
Don't do that. You look like one of my exes just now. You made a look, and it sure looked like him, and I don't like him. So don't look at You just had this look that he does. It's like when he tried to explain the story, you had that exact look. I am so sorry for interrupting.
There will come a time. There will come a time when we will all need grace. And see, that's that thing is that we have to. I'm not saying people don't do wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying grace says grace.
But how many?
How many?
I mean, because then let me just say this. It goes back to us saying nothing is wrong. What is
Mm-mm,
there's a right and a
mm-mm.
wrong, and if you
Grace,
wrong,
grace does
you
no
out here
grace.
stealing from people.
No, grace doesn't say you didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, I
That's
know
not.
that, but
But
when
I'm
you
saying
say extend
extending
grace,
grace.
mhm,
Extending grace is this. Is that you know what? I don't know what it was. Yes, you did wrong, and grace is being able to say it's not to forgive. Grace is being able to say forgive. That doesn't mean you did wrong, so you guess what? You okay? Because guess what? Everybody, every single one of us, for
mhm,
every choice, there are consequences.
absolutely.
For everyone, my grace, my me extending grace to you
Hmm.
and saying, you know what, man, again, that's that I can't sit down at the table with you. I will feed you.
Hmm.
My grace is saying I will feed you,
Gotcha.
but we can't.
We can't do
And and
this.
and what I'm saying is too many people want to try to do that aloud.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't have to. I don't have to scream out to everybody. Oh, I gave Lil Diva grace because Lil Diva did this right over here. Let me tell you what See, when you're doing that, you're doing that for the applause of others. You're doing that to get some people on your bandwagon to see like, oh, they so kind. They grace, extending grace to a person. It's like, let me tell you something. Over here, that thing I say again, but let me come over here. Your crown is all twisted. I'm gonna straighten your crown up.
If you want your crown straightened up.
If you want your crown straightened, but I'm gonna straighten it over here.
Hmm.
Just you and me, because this is how I feel.
Yeah.
This is how I feel. I can come to you. See, I don't have to come to the world about you. Let me come to you
Hmm.
and extend this grace to you. Now look at here. You ain't finna hear me say now another word. You ain't finna hear me out there. Because if anybody come and say, well, look at here. Oh, country boy.
Yeah. I mean,
You can look.
I get that, but the position that I this the things that I'm speaking of, and I get that. I definitely think people should be extended grace, especially if you make a mistake, I don't know, you say something wrong, you different things like that. Yes, extend grace. But again, if you're doing big crimes and you're sleeping with little girls, you need to be exposed or you will be able to continue to do so. if
Oh,
you are if you are robbing people and stealing money, if you're beating up on people, you need to be exposed. People need to quit rubbing your back saying, oh, poor baby, oh my God, let's give him some grace because he's so young. No, because that means there's no consequences for what they're doing. Yes,
well,
so for me it depends on the situation. It's
right. And I
situation.
will say this, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and
Hmm.
you know where I roll with it.
Yeah.
I don't too many. We are not too. I think a lot of it happens when we think that the consequences should
Hmm.
be. We don't know what the consequences, because there's a man upstairs
But
that
you're talking
determines the
about
consequences.
biblically, like
Right, but it doesn't
if somebody raped my child, I ain't trying to wait till they die for them to
matter.
get in trouble. I ain't
And
trying to
see,
wait till
no,
they die.
no,
No,
I'm
you
not
can't.
saying.
Okay, so
No,
that's
I'm not saying.
why
I
I say
get that. I
it's situational. Okay,
I
because
get that.
I'm like,
No, I
whoa,
get.
whoa, I know goodness well
No,
we ain't gonna go there. Okay, let
no,
me
I
shut
get
up.
that. Hey,
Let me
I
shut up.
get
I
that.
was like, no, ma'am,
I'm
I'm
saying
getting
this.
ready
I'm
to
saying this.
first.
When I say that is that we don't know our for us, for me,
Mm-hmm.
and trust me, I trust me, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I know that I also have to do is extend it.
Yeah.
Um, there was a. I'm trying to remember the story. There was a story about a young boy who had gone to jail because he had killed another young man. Um, the mother of the child that he had killed, when the boy got, I think she helped him out while he was in jail. She even I think when he got out of jail, he didn't have anywhere to go, and she brought him into her
Mm-hmm.
home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? I don't think people can phantom what it took for that
I
mother
think you underestimate people. I do.
to that's grace. That is
I definitely think you underestimate, and I say that, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but you said that, and I had to say something then because I think you underestimate people. I think we have some people who are good people,
hmm
and I can give you an example. The police officer that killed that young man a few years ago because she thought she had the wrong apartment.
hmm
The brother got up and testified. When she was
yes,
found guilty, the brother asked, "Can I go hug her?"
yes,
That took a lot. She killed his brother,
yes.
and Ice T. Ice-T had a friend that been robbing and stealing and everything, and he told that dude, and he ended up killing somebody. No, someone he didn't actually do the killing, but someone got killed because of the things that he was doing. Someone got shot to death, and so he had to go to jail for life. I think it was like 2 life sentences. Ice-T told him when he called, "You need to do what you need to do to get it together." Do you know that man changed his life? He started doing all kinds of things. Excuse me. He had to go in front of those people that he killed their child or whatever. He was able to get paroled. Um, excuse me. Um, Ray Caruth is a football player. Remember Ray Caruth?
hmm
He killed that girl, had that girl killed, and the baby. So he went to jail all those years. When he came
Right.
out, the grandmother welcomed him to still have business with the baby, still have some part of the baby's life. So I'm not saying that happens all the time, but I've seen so many stories of that.
And
So
that's
you watch
no,
court
I don't.
I do. Go ahead.
That's where that is what I think that if there was more, and that's the thing when I talk about grace, that is when we extend
I'm
it.
sorry, guys. Excuse me.
You needed some of that's what you should have got some of that.
I got some of this.
When when I say that, that's how for me how it all ties together is because when you extend the grace, when you
Mm-hmm.
extend that, the change that because we don't know
Mm-hmm.
because people you don't know what that person or the Ray Caruths or the have to deal with. We we can see the what we can see, but
Mm-hmm.
we don't know the inner turmoils and the things that they have to go through and the nights that they have. But we want to see a lot of us want to see this public beatdown or this
Yeah,
public humiliation, and we want to and
I feel that. I feel that. I feel
we forget at some point what is that saying? There by the grace goes I. There by the grace of God goes I. Because guess what? That it doesn't take but one turn. It
that.
doesn't take but one door that we missed that could have been us. It doesn't take but one mistake. It doesn't take but what one person pissing us off or upsetting us to the point that we go through. It doesn't take very much that there could be us. There by the grace. So when I say extending grace unto others and understanding, like, again, it's about that. Grace says, I'm not saying what you did was okay. Wrong. It was wrong as all get out. But I don't have to publicly humiliate you and say that. If I feel that it was wrong, then I should be able to, especially if we are calling these people friends and buddies and pal, them all them words that they use that they be lying about. Uh,
If they can't call them out, they are not your friend. They can't call you to the side, call you out, or call you to the side and say, "Look here, that
right,
was not cool. What
right,
you just did." That
right.
and that's why I agree with that part. It's just sometimes when I'm listening, and I try to separate what you're saying, but sometimes when you say it, it sounds like it's an all or none. And that's why I was trying to make sure that our audience hears that we're not saying that, hey, go rob a bank and we're gonna give you grace and you good. No, ma'am, no, sir. Especially
Mm-mm.
if you touch the hair on one of my kids' chinny chin chin. We're gonna have a problem. But no, in all seriousness, no. So now that I've listened more, I hear what you're saying to a certain. I definitely think grace needs to be extended. Even in some of my situations, personally, grace was not extended to me. And I've had to say, you know what? The grace ain't coming. So my vision board say, let go. So I had to let go of that group of people because they were not giving me any grace for whatever it was. But Now, if you do things that are serious,
Right.
someone has to say something or it will continue. There
Right.
has to be a consequence for you to do of doing wrong things. If you are able to remain on these quote unquote high-end committees of these big events, and so if you're allowed to do that, you what you're doing must be right because they're allowing you to stay sitting on this stage and sitting on this board or what you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
see, and I hear you, and I'm gonna go again. Well, two things I'm gonna say.
Okay.
One is this is to give
Mhm,
flowers.
mhm,
One is to say that even when you didn't, and you say you didn't get extended the grace,
mhm.
you still have the growth has allowed you to still
Oh yeah.
give grace. So take
Mhm,
that is because some people when I don't get it,
mhm.
then I'm angry and I'm not gonna give grace. That's not
And
how
I'm
that
there.
works.
You know, you haven't known me that long, but you do know just for a little time that I was there. I've been
Yeah,
angry for years about how they've done me,
right.
but just in the
Still,
little time we've known each other, you've seen
you're growing to say even if I didn't give it, I can't
me get it.
stop. Even if I didn't get it, I
Mhm.
can't stop extending it.
Right.
Even if it didn't come here, I can't stop extending it. Because guess what? A lot of us look at it. Look what we do to God. Look how we treat him. But
Yeah.
he still extends it. And that
And
thing,
test the lion and everything else.
hmm, and that other thing is this is and it's hard for us to break this. But he did say in his word, let the wheat and the tariff grow together. And in that day, I will do the separate. Too many times, what we want to do is separate this from that. Our thing is to just love. Oh, I wished I still had it. Oh, I took, I got my new shirt today. I got my new shirt. I wished I had one. Oh, wait, hold on right there, because I got to advertise. I got one right here. Look, wait a minute. What doesn't here say? I can't wait.
I like that.
We gotta understand. We gotta understand.
Mhm. But what you do though, your actions, and I
Mm,
say that because I say this to students, your actions define you. So when you speak of, oh, you can make one mistake and you can be where they were, but you uh, you should be responsible. You should be. There's several things. I know you can make a mistake, but for the most part, you know that there are consequences to your actions.
and
And
there,
those
there there
consequences will
has to
put
be.
you
There
there's
has
yeah.
to be.
So if you go out and you do things that are wrong and you caught up in it, I mean, it just is what it is. Just like I know it is people, not that I don't know how to fight, I've never had a fight in my life, but there are people I want to kick them in their throat, because of the stupid stuff they do.
They
But I
thought.
know I can't do that, I might go to jail.
And they thought.
But I be kicking them in their throat in my mind.
And I'm like, mm,
What was that Bernie Mac
mm, mm.
squeeze him to the white meat show? Like I really want to. And I don't even know how to hold my fist, but I wish I had know how to hold. I wish that I could body slam so many people that I know, but I know I can't do that because that's
Oh,
assault.
okay.
I'd be in trouble.
You be in trouble.
So my point is, it's a lady got banned. I have to say this: a lady got banned from Walmart for life.
I get banned from Walmart.
I think it's Walmart, one of them stores, because she done went in there and assaulted one of them people in the
Mm.
store. But I'm gonna tell you something else I don't like, and I used to get a kick out of it when I was younger, but now I don't because it's sad. People pass the videos around about people fighting. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm still growing. God ain't done with me yet. So every blue moon, somebody said I might tap it a little bit, but for the most part, I don't. I think it's horrible, and I'm not like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to see black people. I don't want to do I don't see nobody doing it, just fighting for no reason. I don't want to see, especially to see young people tearing people's hair completely out of their scalp. Don't send. Oh, let me just tell y'all, don't send me that. Send that to
Yeah, I
somebody.
don't.
Send that to Country Boy. I'm just joking.
Don't send it to me.
But
Look, you know why they ain't gonna send it to me? I'm gonna cut y'all. You know why they ain't gonna send it to me?
why?
Cause that page long message I'm gonna send back to them. Please explain to me why you sent me this. Why were you even watching this? What did you see so interesting about this? Please break it down. So what did you learn from this video?
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to do different? Are you doing
Mm-hmm.
something different? Or
Yeah.
they don't want to send it to me because then they get that. But
When we
that
talk about, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, but when I told you about we can stop it. That's when they be like, don't even send nothing else
Don't
in
send
there.
that into that fool now, because I don't want to see y'all let him run. It's people nowadays to this day, I don't want to text them because they're gonna send me something too long back. I know people that probably text me because they know if they call me, we're gonna talk a long time because I talk a lot and I like to talk. But on we were talking about extending grace, and I am gonna say this: that the guy that I told you about that allegedly did some horrible things
Right.
and he allegedly did some things like 2 weekends ago, and it was like it wasn't very nice. It was very disrespectful. It wasn't good. But I've worked for him. He's had me work his door before. He's cool with me. I've heard that, and I'm not saying because he hasn't done it to me because someone brought that up. Well, you can't say because he didn't do it to you that's not what I'm saying. Wrong is wrong is wrong. But what I did do, because I don't care what anybody says, because I've had to learn that too. This is me and my body, who I am. I did after I saw so many people saying so many horrible things. I do think the person should be exposed if he did it, right? But I do think there's time to stop. I think there's a time to say, that's enough. We got it. Okay, because what I will I admire about him is he'd have moved on like ain't nothing happened. I wish that could be me. So You Want to Dance would be flourishing right now if I would have stayed in there like that. But what I was gonna say was I inboxed him, I messaged him, and just to show you that I'm not crazy, I'm gonna tell you what I said because I love people. I do, contrary to what people may think. And I sent him and said, "Hey, so and so, this is Trina. Just wanted you to know I'm thinking of you and your organization." And that's just to say, I'm not saying you're right, not saying you're wrong. I'm here thinking about you and in a positive manner. And he responded back, but it's just the point that you can only take so much. And I promise I didn't get involved. I didn't say anything except like I said that to him. Um, because like to me that was my extension of grace of saying, hey,
and that's
I just want to say something to you, because all I could think in my mind was I've been there and I hadn't done nothing, no, but I've been there. I know how it feels for everybody to be against you and no one speaks out for you, no one says anything, and it's mentally it's just a horrible feeling. So I wanted him to know that me personally, the Lil Diva, So You Want to Dance, hey, you're on my mind. I'm thinking of you. I'm praying.
this is a real. I don't like to say this. This
Mm-hmm.
word. Well, let me say it like this, so I
Mm-hmm.
can say it because I think words are powerful.
Yes.
This can be a cruel, heartless world.
World.
This. Listen to what I say. I say can be.
Mm-hmm.
It can be.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be, but it can be. This can be a cruel world. But this can also be a loving, kind,
Absolutely.
caring world.
It
It can
can
be
be.
the same thing. We can extend grace and we cannot.
Mm-hmm.
But what I know for sure, and I'll say it over again, we will all one day need it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can, or we cannot. But we gonna all need it.
Yeah.
That's gonna come a time. There's gonna come a
Yeah,
time
we're gonna need that.
that we're gonna it's gonna hit us. And guess what? I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it ain't gonna hit you when you're riding up high and everything is just woo. Yeah,
Right?
it
You're
ain't really
so
gonna
right.
hit you. It ain't gonna hit you. It ain't gonna hit you when it's all lovely and the sun shining.
Mm-hmm.
When you gonna need it is when the clouds roll in and you done lost all your friends.
Joe.
That's when you gonna be looking for that grace. You gonna be peeping in every crack and every
Yep.
crevice
Yep.
for that grace.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, don't get mad. Don't get aggravated. Just replay it in your mind. Because just replay just for a moment. Like, could I have ever extended grace?
Yeah.
Huh?
Right. Yeah.
Could I have ever extended what I'm looking for right now? Because it's gonna come.
Yeah. And it does. And and it, like I said, and even there's another person who I know. Um, I know he did what he did though. It ain't alleged. It's he did something. But, but anyway, because of what, contrary to what so many people in the community that I'm always speaking about, contrary to what they think about me, I know my heart. And this particular person, he and his, his little family did some things that wasn't cool. It wasn't right. And I still reached out to them. And this is even before my growth. This is just who I am, because I think about how a person can only take so much. Yes, I know you did wrong. Yes, I did. You did. But I just want to check on you. Do I think that they should have filed charges on you? And I absolutely do. But that doesn't stop me from saying, hey, I know you're going through. I'm praying for you. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
And that's
That
how
was
we,
the only thing that I was saying this earlier, was that it has to be almost situational, but not like I can know that you need to go. You first need to go lay on that couch. Let's start there too. You need to be laying on that couch. But two, you might need to get the punishment that's set up for you in the system. You may need that. That could be the best thing, because I have a relative too, a very close relative who wasn't in a great way and it was very young, but they went into a systematic thing and like a what was it, like a boot camp,
mm.
and they came out the best person in the world. Like,
and we all,
never
and
doing
that's the
anything
thing
wrong.
is we don't, in this journey, we don't know what it may take
Yeah, to turn
to
people
get us.
around.
Yeah, we don't know, but what I know will help turn people around is that word again. It's
Grace,
grace.
I can't agree with you there, because this
That,
little boy that I'm talking about, that can't stand me and hate me, and he beating up on people. We extended him grace for several years. How much grace do he get?
see, you don't get it mixed up.
With,
Great again,
okay,
grace is not saying what you're doing is right.
gotcha.
That's not what grace is.
Okay,
Grace is saying that, you know what, again, I'm extending this to you. I'm not finna down you. I'm not finna
yeah,
talk about you. That's grace. I'm not finna be the one to continue to throw dirt on you.
wow. Mm-hmm.
See, because a lot of things we miss is like, while we're throwing dirt on them, thinking we're burying them,
Mm-hmm.
God could be working on them in a whole different
That
way.
we don't know about.
And guess what? When I talk about that table, it could be them sitting at that table before us, and not
Mm-hmm.
us sitting before them.
Gotcha.
We
That makes
that's
sense.
that's where that grace thing, because again, you know how quick them rolls can flip, whoop, whoop, and it'd be like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the grace is. Grace is also being able. Grace is being able. If I know again, if I know this, let me have this conversation. Let me have this conversation and say, look here, look here, look here. Hold on. Let me tell you something. That right there, whatever that right there is, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm telling
But
you,
unfortunately, people these people don't have no friends. I think a lot of people don't have friends. Just like what you said, they use that word sis and bruh and
yeah,
cuz and this, that, and the other. I don't think people really have real friends. My
no,
friends have called me to the carpet. They know who I am. They know who I am, and they allow me to be that person, but they also will call me out. And like, that was snippy of you or whatever. They will call me out if I do something that's wrong. Or if I ask them, they're gonna say, you know what, Trina, I don't agree with that.
right,
But I feel like so many people don't have that, because I think people, you ever hear me say bandwagon riders?
mm-hmm,
There are people that have no idea. You ain't never did none of these. Well, let me take me out of it. Some people have never done nothing to Donnie. Donnie just heard the group say, you know what, because I don't like her because she did blah, 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 blah. And now Donnie is on the bandwagon and he don't even know what went on. All he knows is somebody over here talking about this person. So you didn't
right,
jump on that because you want to be a part of something. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's a big deal that I think is just horrible. Or even that I in my book club, the girl that led our book club said the most dangerous or the most hurtful phrase is that's just how they are.
Right. Right.
That should not be anymore. That should be taken out of our vocabulary, because no, don't get to treat people bad because that's just who you are and that's just how you are. I remember someone did something really mean to this girl, and the other girl said, "Well, that mean you know how he is." No. Now had the person hit the person, then it would have been on and squabbling. Then what? But
Right.
as his friend, since you say that's how he is, you should have pulled him to the side. So you know when you interrupted that conversation like that, that was really rude, and you
Right.
shouldn't do that. That's not cool.
That
So
that is
that's the part that you're talking about.
yes. And you know, remember them three people I told you about? Comrades, confidants, and constituents.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Mm-hmm.
three. And if y'all out there listening, go look it up. Comrades, confidants, and constituents.
Break it down for us again.
Let me see here. Let me see if I can get it right. Yo, comrades. I might get it mixed up a little bit, but one of them is the one they don't really like you, but they just against what you against. And when that's done, when you've defeated that enemy, if y'all got they don't like them and you don't like them, so they gonna help you tear them down. Once that's over, they gone. The other one, they just for what you for. That's it. They just like scaffolding. They just there to help build whatever's up. When it's built up, they gone.
Yep,
And, and then the last one is the one that's not there for that. They're there for you.
that's the confidant.
That's the confidant.
Yeah.
That's the one that's there for you.
Mm-hmm.
See, and people get it twisted. And I will say this: understand me clearly. Check your circle because you ain't gonna have 50 confidants. You're not gonna have 20 confidants.
No,
You're not gonna have 10, and you're blessed and highly favored if you got 5.
that is sad but true.
Now you can have a whole. A lot of people get I'm trying to remember if it's the comrade or the one that's for what you for.
That's the comrade.
A lot of people get them twisted with the confidant because they think, "Ooh,
Right.
were you riding with me?"
Yes.
No, a lot of people get them all twisted up. Now they just with you as long as you going wherever they trying to get to.
The yes person.
As long as you riding together, going to this place. But let me tell you, when somebody comes along that can take them to the next place, you gone.
You you so right.
You
Yeah.
gone. They gonna ride you. They gonna ride you until the gas is out your car. Because you have taken them as far as you can. Now, when the next person comes along with a full tank, they're going to hop in that car and they're going to leave you stranded right where you at. Don't get it
Mhm.
twisted.
Yeah. Do not get it twisted.
Don't. It's and
Look, I'm
don't think that you
untwisting it
have
now.
don't think that you have a bunch of them. And
Yeah.
that's the saddest part
It's
is
so
you
sad.
people run around with these big parties and all these people run around them entourages and they think
Mhm.
all them people in the entourages is no, they not.
Nope.
Ask Mike Tyson. Where his entourage? As you was talking about, ask R. Kelly, where is his entourage?
They're out there. Look, can I tell you? They're out there bribing people.
I mean, and that's see, and for a lot of us, the most hurtful thing is when we realize that they wasn't even really for us. We be talking about, well, I've been riding with them since I was 4 years old. And realize that they was only riding with you until your gas ran out. I don't care if they was riding with you since you was 4 and you're 104 now. They was because we get so caught up in these people thinking that they really with us and they really for us. No, they just for what we for.
Yeah. And for
They're
a time, and a season, a
Yes.
moment in time.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the hardest thing I think for me personally having to learn. And still learning. I mean, a situation that just recently happened to
Yes.
me. Because I trust people. I tend to trust people so much. Um, and I'm very open and honest with people about things. And it's hard, and it's so hurtful to find when once you realize that that person or those people weren't writing for you like you would have been, like not you would have been, like you were writing for them. However, it's a good thing. I posted on Facebook Saturday. Was it Saturday? One of them days it said, I took it off now, but it's, wait a minute, let me get us back live. Oh, okay. I was like, I done lost my live feed. uh are we still going? I'm sorry. I said that it was something about the devil have horns and stuff that you can't see, something like that. But the point is, um, I'm trying to make sure I want to say it as close to it as I can. Let me say this first. You mentioned about people don't really like you, they just with you. There's a quote, and this is I'm just, I don't remember the entire quote, but it said
Mm.
the most dangerous two people are two people that don't like each other, but they don't like you more,
Yes.
because they get together to
Yes.
ruin or destroy you. What they call it, they come to kill and destroy. What's that?
Mm.
Lie, kill, lie, and destroy, whichever it
Kill,
is. What
kill,
what
steal,
is it?
kill,
Yeah,
steal, and destroy.
yeah, that one.
Look, wait a minute. You know what? Look. I gotta. Can I straighten this out real quick? And
Yes.
I need to straighten something out real quick. I need to straighten something out because so many people, and I've heard it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
When kill, steal, and destroy. A lot of people say that it's the devil that comes to kill, steal, and destroy.
Mm-hmm.
But please go back and read that scripture, people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm on, and it might be some of the more biblical people run across here, and they might want to come and choke me to death. But y'all gonna have to choke me tonight, because guess what? I know this
Talk to him.
this
Come on,
country
country
boy.
boy.
I'm gonna break this down right now because I want people to get this clearly. I want you to hear this and understand it. I need for you to really read that scripture. It never said that the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. It's talking about the sheep. He says the sheep will know me by my name, and they won't go out unless it's me. And you can't come in. Nobody can come in through the gate unless they come in through me. This is Jesus crossing. You can't come in unless you come through me. He says that those that come in sneak in, basically. They're sneaking in, okay? And what he's saying is this. Let me break this down. He says the enemy. He says the enemy. Who is the enemy? Anybody that tries to come in but ain't trying to come through Jesus Christ. Okay, what does he mean by that? Anybody that's out here teaching you false stuff, telling you you're going to get to heaven, that's the enemy. He ain't say the devil, he said the enemy. Anybody that's telling you, oh, well, you know what? If you go do this right here and you don't have to go through Jesus to get there, that's the enemy.
Yeah.
That's the enemy. He never said the devil comes to a lot of, well, the devil comes. Let me tell you something. The devil right up here in your head. He up there telling you, go on with that. See, if we would stop giving the devil so much power, because that's what we do. The devil made me do it. The devil this, the devil that. Oh, my big toe hurts. Must be the devil. Come on, people. Let's keep it real. We we start to give things power that don't have power. We start to think things and say things. Let me tell you, the words are powerful. Words are powerful, and we are so overwhelmingly using them. Using them. Well, I hate this. Really? Why can't we just dislike it and step away from it? But we give these words so much power over us. We give, well, them people, let them people be them. I don't have to speak life into that. We continually, it be dead situations and we be speaking life into them. They dead as a doorknob. Just they're dead. Just,
But you got to be real. It takes
just,
growth. You got to get
just
there.
as dead as this spoon. I can sit up here and talk. Hello, Mr. Spoon. I can sit up here and talk this spoon. It's just as dead.
You got to get there, though, country boy. You got to get there,
And
though.
we got to get there. But, we can't get there by pretending something and taking so much out of context. I heard it so many times. I'd be like, where does it say in there that the devil comes to kill? I done heard it in the pulpit where the devil comes. There ain't nowhere in the book that it says the devil. It says the enemy. The enemy is
Well, I'm gonna tell
anyone.
you, my pastor, he said it right. He said enemy. He don't say devil. I'm just FYI.
You can
So
tell your pastor me and him like this.
he but let me say this. What I was gonna say was that we were talking about people who because I posted it there. Oh, it's very disappointing when you have when you pray. Oh, that's what it was. I think I told you, and I think I told my mom that the other day. I said it's so disappointing when you find that when you pray to God and you pray for discernment. I want discernment. Please pray for me so I can have more discernment in people. So that I can, not that you don't want to trust me, but you don't want to be so trusted. You want to be able to look through them and know that this person is good or bad for you. So I pray for that all the time. But when you pray for that bad boy, man, woo-hoo, he get to exposing everything. Like just Friday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know, that's what made me say is that, oh my God, I cannot believe that's who those people are. And it just, you've got to be careful. Matter of fact, Michelle, I was going to bring this up, 2 books up to you because we're getting close to our time. But I was in a book club and we read Discerning the Voice of God. Mm-hmm. And it was a really good book club. And it taught me so much. And I said that I was going to talk to you eventually. And some of these topics I would love for us to share and talk about sometimes because they're really good topics. Can you hold on 1 second and make sure my daughter's okay? That's the second time she called me. Yeah. Y'all just pretend like this is real life. Hello.
It is.
Uh-huh. But you called me twice. I was like, I'll call you back. Okay.
Hi.
Okay.
Why you watching the show?
That was real life, huh? I know. Ain't watching the show. And so it's so y'all, if y'all want to get it, it's a good book. Oh, she said, hey. Discerning the Voice of God, and it is by Priscilla. Oh, Discerning the Voice of God, How to Recognize When God Speaks. And that when I found out that's what we were going to be reading, I was just really excited because it was something that I struggle with. I tend to trust people so much. My own daughter told me when I was involved in that community that I told you about, she said, the reason, Mama, I think you was so hurt is because instead of seeing those people as your clients or your customers, you saw them as your friends. And that's just who I am. I thought these people cared about me. I thought they loved me. I thought they loved my children. I thought they were my family. But I learned very quickly when, like what you said, when you go down to the dumps, when you need people, that is when you find out who they are. But anyway, it's How to Recognize When God Speaks by Priscilla Schauer. It's a very good book. But I'm gonna be talking to Mr. When we start having our real meetings, because we're going to be moving on up. We're going to start having some kind of meeting. I'm going to share this because I think it's some great topics for us to have on the show. And then the other book that I'm very excited about, we had this in a book club as well. And it's called Forgiving What You Can't Forget. Mm-hmm. And it's called Discover How to Move On, Make Peace with Painful Memories, and Create a Life That's Beautiful Again. And it's by Lisa, I don't know how to say her name, Turquist. Very good book. And it's, again, they have different topics that I would bring up to Country Boy that maybe that we can expound on and talk about on the show, because it helped me so much. The book club helped because we were able to share, which is what I think we could do here on our on Speak About It. So both of these books, I recommend them so much. And now let me tell y'all, I tell y'all I'm addicted to Audible. I didn't do Audible with these. I got read them.
Hey, I gotta say 2 things because my mind gonna make me forget.
Go ahead.
One is this is I want to say this: praying for discernment. Okay, praying for God to speak to us. Great, but what we should follow that up with is God give me strength to handle whatever it is you're about to unveil unto me. See, we missed that part. See, because we want discernment and be
Okay,
able to
okay, I'm
show me.
sorry. I got a pin you right there. Let me just pin you. Again, it's baby steps. It's a
No,
process.
no, no. No,
I
I'm
can't pray
just
for
saying.
that yet until I start getting this discernment. Because when I first pray about that, I want discernment. I don't know that all these people gonna start falling out the sky, and I'm gonna find out all of them fake. I
But
don't
see,
know.
the
So,
thing is when we ask for something, but are we asking for the strength? But see, a lot of us, I pray for God's will to be done. This is what I pray for.
yeah,
God, let your will be done. Now, when you let your will be done, give me the strength to be able to handle your will. Give me the wisdom to be able to accept it. That's
yeah,
what, see, because when it's will, it's gonna be done. But if we don't have this, it's kind of like building a car with no motor.
mm-hmm.
We got this, but it can't go nowhere. But when we ask for those other things, the strength and the wisdom and the courage.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this:
Uh-huh.
you don't think when I since we're growing in our faith, other people, not you,
Yeah. I'm
other people.
growing. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
still growing.
So when we ask for, you don't think God is knowing our heart. God knows us better than anybody.
Uh-huh.
So when we're asking for, because we don't know to ask for me to handle it, because again, I don't know what I'm thinking. Hell, I didn't know I was gonna find out that somebody I work for is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and selfish and don't appreciate anything somebody does for them. But so I wouldn't have thought that, because when I say hit me with discernment, I just want to know. I'm thinking about people that I haven't met. So, and when I'm praying for discernment, I'm thinking about people I hadn't met. I'm not
Mm.
thinking about these people that surrounded me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So no, I wouldn't know, and no one else would know to say,
Well,
"Well,
hold on. Let me give you this right here. Let me grab this.
but let me finish my story." But go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I just want to get some. Go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I always try to say this to you because I definitely want people to understand that you've gotten there to a certain extent. You've gotten to a certain point, but there are others that haven't got to that point. Because again, me, Trina, Renee, Williamson, Larry, when I'm praying for discernment, I know that I meet people and I trust them and I give them my all, because I don't have that. I just think everybody's out for good. I think you're trying to treat me good. I think when you say, "Oh, I'm gonna get you a club," I ain't asked you for no paperwork. I ain't asked you for no contract. I'm just trusting you on your word. When you say, "You know what? All you need is money to have that show," I got you. I not just be thinking they want to help me.
And
So I don't. So when I'm praying for discernment, I'm thinking about future. I'm thinking about. But of course, he knows. He knows better than anybody else knowing. You should know that. He
mhm.
knows what I need more than that. He hears me asking for that, but he knows, in my opinion, he knows that I probably need more than that. He knows that I'm gonna need the strength. So I may not have to pray for like every single little bitty thing because I don't know to pray for that. So what he did was, one, he didn't show me discernment about nobody I met. He said, "No, I hear you want discernment for people, but I'm gonna show you the people that's surrounding you
Mhm.
that you shouldn't be trusting." And that's what he did. Now, can I say I didn't pray for strength, but look what he did.
And
Oh, that's how you moving. Okay. And I was able to move on because I think God knows that. I think he knows, God knows everything.
right.
So God knows that I needed the strength to get through. I
And
would normally ask for the strength of something, but
mhm.
in this case, I would not have known to ask for strength, if that makes sense to you.
It does, and see, it worked in two parts. One, I was gonna
Mhm.
say this is that always, not just you,
Yeah.
but a lot of times what we do is we put him in this little old thing right here. When we be
Mhm.
asking him for, he be like, "Oh, so you want what? You
Mhm.
think that I can fit in that little old, what you ask? Now I'm bigger than that. I'm bigger than that." And see, his be like, and what you have done when you said that, oh, but I had the strength. Look,
I think he did that.
no, but you're thinking, but that strength didn't just come. That strength had been developed over some other things that had transpired. See, he had built you. You had gone through some other things. If you think back, I don't know what it may have been
Oh,
that
yeah. I agree.
that he had built you up to like, yep, mm-hmm. And when the thing is, when we look back and go like, oh Lord, you was. That's when you look back and go like, that's what that workout was.
Mhm.
That's
I
why
agree with
you
Shirley, but this was a debate to what you said though, that you
no.
have to remember to pray for
And but I'm
growth.
just saying, a
Mhm,
lot of us when we get it, when we think that it's overwhelming us,
mhm.
I'm just saying, if you couple those things together, like,
Yeah,
okay, God, I don't know what's coming, because you're a
yeah.
big old God.
Oh yeah.
You are a big old God. So I know that your will be done.
Hmm.
I know that whew, I'm asking for this, and I might not be ready for it.
Yeah.
How I can assure that I am. Give me
Right.
courage, give me
Definitely.
strength,
Definitely.
and give me the wisdom, because I want to know. Whew, I want to know. Yeah, when I curl up in that corner, I want to know that. Like I told a friend of mine, when that thing, and it do all of us. When that thing hits you in the gut one time, and you roll over,
Mhm.
and you be like, "Oh my goodness!" But then when you raise back up after that one gut punch, and you go like, "Oh, that was it."
Oh yeah, that was her story. That ain't my story.
That,
Because sometimes they got to beat you over the head. Think about a woman who's being battered
yeah.
for
Well,
years
yeah.
and years and years. I mean, so again, everybody's story is different. But I guess I always try to drive home, and we have this conversation all the time. I try to drive home that everybody's not at a
Right.
certain level, and it
No,
takes
no, and
time. And I know
it
you
takes
don't mean
time.
that, but sometimes you say it, and it sounds like we should have known already, but we don't.
No, no, no,
We in
no.
kindergarten, we don't know. Now what I will say to that, when you talk about this praying for strength, now I pray for it. Now I didn't pray in doubles with that, but I do pray for, because again, child, I didn't know he was gonna show me the man with the venue that I didn't know he was gonna show me that. But I do pray for strength, just period. But my biggest thing that I'm trying to conquer is being able to see that people don't have their best interest, because for as far as I'm concerned, everybody, well, not everybody love Trina, but you know what I mean. People
Right.
that say they're gonna do this for me, are gonna be that for me. I'm just all down for it. I'm ready to roll. And I have to start saying, my daughter said it to me. She says, Mama, you gotta get more discernment. And it was like right after that the book club came out for this particular book. But I agree with what you're saying. I'm just making an additional point to that. Sometimes people don't know what to pray for, and I know they say at that point you're supposed to just stand. I posted something about that not too long ago, that if you pray for everything, like, you just don't know what else to pray for. There, even with my dad, like, at this point, I'm kind of numb. I usually get very nervous, full of anxiety, but I'm at the point where I'm kind of numb. One, I can't do anything to make things better. I think I could. I definitely think I could make a difference in his healthcare, but I don't have the power to do that. And I've had to pray. And hashtag growth. I told you I pray for my stepmom. I do pray for her. Now I do pray that she fit. I'm not gonna go there with y'all. But I do pray for her. In all seriousness, I pray for her because me and my sister are not the enemy.
Right.
We're not the enemy. We want to work on a team as a team. And how can I say this in a nice way? We might know some things that you might not know, and that's okay. So I do we and so I've gotten numb with his situation, because just like he said today, I may have shared that with you, he's tired. Like, he's tired of this. Like, when I sneeze, they take me to the hospital, and I understand why they do, but he's tired, and it's making him want to give up, which I don't want. But I have no power to say that to my stepmom, my sister.
Right.
I have no power, because they feel like you got to do this. But even him talk, it tells me that he's thinking about things too, because he said whatever he saw, he watched about taking some of these medications off of him. His preacher, he said it was his preacher, that all that medication, having a million medications, can make you sick.
Yeah.
And he's sick of taking all these medicines. He's sick of going to the hospital every other day. He's just tired. And that's why now I'm just kind of numb of the whole thing. And so all I do now is I just pray about it.
Yeah.
I can't make it better because I'm not in a position to do so. Um, I want my daddy here forever, but I've had to pray to say he ain't gonna be here forever. So I need to enjoy him while he's here. Yeah. So that's on that. But I agree with what you're saying. We do have to pray for them and double up on them prayers. It's just we have to get there. And
Yeah,
I think I'm very proud of so many people out there, y'all. If you are even just saying not knowing, because I used to be that way. I know what I'm praying for. I have no idea what in the world I'm praying for, which is weird to me now. But everybody has to get to the point to where sometimes you just pray to say, like for what for the dinner grace, what people say, Jesus wept.
Jesus.
That's all they got. That's all they got.
And
That's what I'm gonna say before I pray. Remember I tell you I'm gonna say a prayer before I'm gonna say Jesus wept.
hey, it is as long as if we're
Sincere.
coming, it's just sincere. And that's what I say is that we have to understand that it's the grace. If
Yeah,
we
it's grace.
if we understand grace, and if we truly understand grace, yeah, I'm not saying, hey, I'm nowhere close to where God is going to take me,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that I have, by His grace, I have grown. I have grown. I still got some growing to do. I ain't no perfect fella. Look here, them hoes. Let me tell y'all something, so y'all know just to show. Them hoes that's out there for y'all. There's a couple of hoes for me too. I fall in them just like
You
anybody
are
else.
saying HOLES.
Oh Lord. Yes, the
Okay.
pits, the holes. Just
Okay.
just like there's some out there. Just like the stumbling blocks. I got them too. They're not just I have stumbling blocks. I'm not saying all I'm saying is we will work through this thing. But every time, Lord, if I fall down 8 times, if He blesses me to get up 9, you know what?
Yeah.
Grace.
Grace.
And we have to not only extend it to others, but learn to extend it to ourselves.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. That's a good one. Now that I think we fail at.
We have to extend it to
Yeah,
ourselves.
I agree with that.
Um, when we can do that, when we can extend it, man, it changes. I truly, I have seen it. Let me tell y'all, I have seen it. I ain't telling you something I done heard. I'm telling you something I done seen with my own 2 eyeballs or 4 eyeballs or whatever many I got here. I've seen it. I've seen grace. I've seen what extending grace. I've seen what praying for people, praying for those who despitefully use you. I've seen it. I've seen what forgiveness does. I have seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it personally. No, I ain't perfect, but Lord knows. Let me tell you something. Every day I am grateful. Every day I'm sitting up here trucking and trying. And that's all I'm saying. That's I don't know what people may think God wants, but that's what He wants from us. Just to truck and try. He just wants us to truck and try. That's what He wants. He wants us just, hey, you know what? Come on. Um,
I
man,
were you finna say something?
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was sitting here and I'm trying to remember it exactly. But it's kind of like this. God is waiting for us. Okay? When I say that, it's like He ain't gonna go nowhere. Wherever we may be, whatever we may be doing, He's just waiting. If we
Yeah.
when we come to Him, He ain't gonna sit there and be like, so you want to come like this, huh? Oh, now you want to come. That's not Him. That's us. That's us. Oh, so now you want to come back around and be my friend, huh? Oh, now you want to call. That's us. That's not Him.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how we come, it don't matter. He's glad
Mm-hmm.
that we came.
Yeah.
He's glad that we came, no matter how we come. If we come to in the morning saying, Lord, thank you, He's glad we came because He's like, that's my child.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we might run off through the rest of the day, and he's sitting there waiting, going like, if you go to him at night, you don't say nothing to him until the end of the night. He ain't gonna be like, oh, well, you ain't say nothing to me all day. Now you want to come. If we go to him at the end of the night and say our prayers at the end of the night, Lord, watch over. He like, That's my child.
Yep. He's always there. He forgives us forever. He's gonna take care of us. Yeah, I agree. I one thing I do know is that he doesn't have that issue.
Mm-mm. We do.
He don't
Oh
have it.
Lord,
Oh
we do.
gosh, my God, we had those issues.
Woo,
Oh, we had
Lord.
those issues. Just like you said that when you using that word hate a lot,
Mm,
folks be just throwing that little word around.
mm, throwing it,
They be throwing
throwing
that
it.
little word there around, and they don't know. I don't even know. Just like you said earlier, I don't think people really even know what the word hate, how horrible or how evil that word is. It's horrible. It's evil. It's hurtful. It's so many adjectives that I can't even think about right now. But it's getting close to our time.
It is. It is. I just
And
want to
I
say
want
this.
to. Hmm.
You go ahead. I just want to say this, and so nobody gets me wrong.
Okay.
Any amount of growth is wonderful.
Hmm.
Any. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit. Just know
Hmm.
this. Any step that you take is wonderful.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody tell you how big of a step you got to take. I don't care. Any step. If you didn't tell but one lie today and you telling 12, guess what? That's a step. So
Yeah.
don't worry. Just take the step. That's all I'm saying.
Yep, take the step and then just remember, we're extending people grace. Don't be jumping on these bandwagons. Y'all don't know what's going on.
Amen.
Something that we said a couple of shows ago was your experience is not my experience. I'm not saying them people not wrong. I'm not saying it, but my experience is not your experience. But I
Right.
want to read this as we close out. Okay. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm gonna read it anyway if y'all do mind. What you always say, you can turn it off, yo, and why. So it says, Dear friend, I understand deeply and personally how hard it is when someone does something unchangeable that also feels unforgivable. I've cried countless tears and wrestled through so many questions. What if it feels like forgiveness won't actually fix anything? Does forgiveness mean I have to be in a relationship with that person again? Relationship, friendship? Is it even possible to forgive if they are not sorry for what they did? If you can relate, you're in the right place. Within the pages of this book, this is Miss Lisa talking. I think her name was Lisa. Yeah, Lisa's talking. Um, your thoughts don't need to be edited. Your resistance is understood. There are some biblical perspectives to consider that have finally brought peace to her life, and she wants the same for us. The pain that we've been living with, those unresolved feelings of anger, we deserve to stop suffering because of what other people have done to us. If no one else has ever said they're sorry for your deep pain, Miss Lisa says she will. Her heart breaks for what breaks so many of us. So let her take your hand and lead you through how forgiveness is not only possible, but is one of the most healing decisions to embrace.
Amen.
And what out of this entire book of, I can't tell you how many pages, over 200 pages, what I the biggest thing I learned was because I forgive someone does not mean I have to have a relationship with those people. I don't have to be friends with those people. I don't have to want them in my space.
Yes.
That is the biggest thing I learned out of this book because I thought forgiving meant I'm weak. I thought forgiving meant that they win, but it doesn't. It actually means I win because I'm taking it off of my chest. I'm taking it off my life. And yes, I'm forgiving, but I'm also letting you go on your merry way.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I wanted to read that because it talks about what's in this book, but also it said some special things that hit home to me that are inside of the book. And again, that big thing is when you forgive someone, that doesn't mean you have to be friends with them.
Right.
You can love them from across the street.
Man. Wow. I was gonna say this earlier. Is that we have to understand something. And the one thing, and this is the old country boy's last whole words right here to you tonight, is that a lot of times forgiving, that means we will never get the apology or the I'm sorry from the other person. We will never get the recognition from the other people. We will never get those people that may have hurt us, disappointed us, or let us down. They may never come back. If we spend our time waiting, holding on, and hoping that we will let go when those people come and apologize or those people come and acknowledge what they've done to us. If we're holding and waiting on that before we let go, sometimes we will never ever let go. So this old boy is telling you right now, sometimes you gotta let go with the understanding you may never get that apology. You may never ever receive it. You may never get the answer to the question why. Don't let that hold you back because you're steady wondering, well, why did they do this?
Mm-hmm.
If you're steady waiting for somebody to close the door, it will may forever stay ajar. Sometimes we have to close that door ourselves. So that's it. I'm gonna shut up now.
You were good. And again, I say my vision, talk about my vision board all the time. And my vision board, the first thing I did was let go, and I had to let go of a group of people, and it is definitely a process. I'm not all the way there, but I hope by 2020. Well, I'm praying, and got my mind there to where by 2024, I'm not saying I'll never talk about this again, that those situations again. Matter of fact, when my new show comes on, I forgot the name of it. It's some Trina's Truths or something like that. But when we decided to
Unapologetic.
it's unapologetically me, but it's called Trina's Truths. But when we started speak on it, I put that to the side until tax season is over and I have time to do it. But that's what I'll be talking. That is what I'm going to be talking about: my pain and my hurt, and to help me to get past it. Someone called me and told me, you sure you want to talk about that public? Are you sure? Like, are you going to say? I'm going to say whatever I want to say. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Whatever I want to say is what I'm going to say because I've held it in too long. And it won't be like what we talk about. It won't be bashing people. It won't be anything like this. Will be about me and a situation. It could be a story about something that happened. So whatever I would have put in my book is what we're going to talk about. And it's not for anybody else. So if you don't like it, don't watch. And I always say it's not for the week. So if you're one of them people that know you done crossed and did something right, for the week. But in all seriousness, no, it is my story, and it is my story to tell.
Right.
And someone said, "Well, you gonna use name? Maybe not. Depending on how I'm feeling about that day. How I'm feeling that day. It's whatever I'm feeling that day that I think I need to say to help me heal and get past those situations. It is what it is.
That's it. That's it. But, hey, I support it 100%. Let it go.
We're gonna let her rip. We're gonna
let her rip.
Well, Country Boy, I think this is a good show. We didn't even have no topic tonight.
We did not.
Look at us.
You know what?
It was really a good topic. Good conversation, rather, is what I meant.
Grace always is. Grace always is home. But there's always a plate at the table for Grace.
Well, we talked about R. Kelly and Bill Cosby.
We did. Look, and what's his name? The baseball fella.
And Ray Caruth, all them. Yeah, we didn't even say OJ. Did we talk about OJ?
We didn't talk about OJ.
We did not talk about OJ. We give OJ a little grace too.
We give him grace too.
A little grace. My problem with OJ is that he didn't go sit down somewhere like everybody else did. So we had to give him grace twice.
He's sitting now.
Well, y'all, it has been a great show. We thank y'all for. Country Boy got some news for you, so let's let him tell us what got going.
Yeah, look at him. Now I want y'all to hear this. Old Country Boy is going on break. Is that what you call it? Break, hiatus, the
vacation, whatever.
Vacation.
You're going on a staycation.
I'm going staycation. The executive, I have the distinct honor next week of having the executive producer in the house. I don't know if y'all know the executive producer, but there ain't gonna be no show going on. If the executive producer in the house, I'm gonna tell this little story. I'm gonna shut up. Me and the executive producer went out to breakfast Sunday. Okay, we was out at breakfast, and we was sitting there, we was eating, and across from us was this little family. They was sitting there, and they was eating with some little children, and one of the babies was sitting in little baby sitting in the little the what you call that thing the high chair. The baby was sitting in the high chair. The baby got to turn around just to smile. I was smiling back at the baby. The executive producer say, "Stop it! Why stop it? Why is you looking at them?" So she she wasn't having none of that. I couldn't smile at the. There was a little baby. She wouldn't even let me smile at the baby. Wouldn't let me wave at the baby. She told me, So,
So you
um,
know you have to tell my people who watching the chat with Trina who the executive producer is.
the
They
executive.
thinking that's your girlfriend.
Oh no.
That's what it sounds like.
No, the executive producer is Patricia Ann. That's my 3 year old. She runs the show. So she will be here with me all next week. So if I try to do a show next week with her, boy, I'm telling you, I'd have to go set somewhere else because she be calling me every 10 minutes. Daddy, Daddy, can you come here? Even if I try to put her on the show, she
I know one time she left out, she was gonna be on the show, then she just left.
left. I gave her the show and she left. Like, nope, I don't want it.
That is not what I want to do right now.
Now, if I told her she couldn't be on the show, no, you can't. She'd have been right here.
Yep,
But you
that's
know
how it
what?
works.
It is a joy. It is truly a blessing that we will get to hang out next week and all week. Uh, I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something. I don't know. Woohoo! We went to the park this weekend. Y'all go check the video out. That's right. Y'all check my video out. Like we was at the park this weekend. We had a blast. We had man. She did whatever she was doing and ran me to death. I mean, I'm talking about. But it was great. It was great. So I'm looking forward to
Having your
next
week
week
with your baby girl, with your executive producer.
with the executive producer.
And so I decided that since he's going to take a day off, I'm going to take a day off.
What?
So
You gonna take the day off?
there will not be a speak on it next week. I'm going to take a vacation day too.
What? Oh
Now,
Lord.
it's a day. Yesterday was that yesterday was Sunday. I had to leave where I was at to
Right.
go to and
Right.
I normally don't leave to go to the emergency room, to be honest with you, because I don't believe in being in emergency rooms because they can't tell me nothing.
Right.
But my sister and I thought about it. Well, she thought about it, I thought about it too, and then she said it out loud that being they were saying he had to go to they wanted him to go to a certain hospital. We found out we found out why later, but at first it was like, for them to want him to go to a certain hospital, something may be wrong. So anyway, I went ahead and took off and went up there. And then I went to work last night. Then I got up and went to work this morning. Then I got off work and went to go check him out. Because remember, I told you I wanted to come home. I said, you know what? Let me just get over with him and go on now. Came home and it was I had 30 minutes to sit on my couch. Then it was time for speak on it. So I feel I've earned to be off. And then I'm on spring break next week too.
Hey,
So,
there you go.
So for Monday, it's gonna be a break for everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody needs a
we
break.
gonna let y'all go. Y'all ain't gotta look at us Monday. Well, I mean, I know y'all like
We might
looking
do
at
a
the
playback. We might play something back. Maybe play our first show back.
Well, y'all ain't got to look at my ugly mugs.
Yes, you do not. If you play it back.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
What's
y'all
a playback?
We'll do a playback. We'll do a
We'll do a playback. So y'all can still get. If you missed any of the episodes of Speak on It, he gonna play one back on Monday.
I can do that. I sure can.
Do that.
I figure out how to do it.
And you gonna figure it out. I know. I told you I'm gonna wear my earphones tonight. I didn't.
You did, yeah.
I'll do it next time. I'm tired. I'm tired now.
Well, look,
Thank y'all again, though, for those of you that did say, wish me well, getting better. I am so much better. My throat is not hurting. My ears are not hurting. My tongue is back to normal. I am feeling much better.
She was taking some apple cider vinegar on the side, y'all. She should know
that.
Y'all.
We talked about that, but remember the apple cider vinegar cures everything, according to the Louisiana country boy.
Apple cider vinegar cures everything. I'm telling you. Your big toe hurt? Apple cider vinegar. Yeah, apple cider vinegar take care of everything.
You got belly fat? Apple cider vinegar.
I'm telling
Double chin?
Apple cider vinegar.
There you go.
That's it. Look. So I do. I thank y'all. We thank y'all so very much. We greatly appreciate the support. I don't know if we probably hadn't said why we do this, but we do this to continually uplift, to support each other, to support everybody else. This is a chance to have open, true, honest dialogue. A lot of people may not get it, and if you don't, that's okay. Because I will say it, she won't. We ain't for everybody, and that's okay. I'm 100%. I'm gonna keep it like it is. But our conversations are real. They're true. Some people say, "Well, I don't know. We don't want to listen to y'all." Well, guess what you can do if you don't want to listen? Because we are the conversations we have are open. They're honest. They're transparent. We pray that maybe that God plants something in somebody that helps them along the way. We tell our truths. They're our truths. We're not trying to make our truths your truth. That's not what we're trying to do. But we're trying to say that two people can have conversations. Two people can agree to disagree. We don't agree on everything because she might not want no apple cider vinegar, even though she needs some, but she might not want no apple cider vinegar. Um, you know, it's not about us trying to pour ourselves or push ourselves on you. It's about saying this is what we need in this world. This is what we truly need. We need to extend grace, extend love, conversation, talk to one another, talk to one another instead of talking about one another, instead of talking down on one another. Can we talk to one another with grace and courtesy and not be waiting to jump down somebody's throat? Oh, what you finna say? No, be open to hear and receive. Because guess what? I grow from the diva. I grow. There's some things that she says makes me go like, let me sit back. Let me think.
Do
Let me
you?
listen. I
Joking. I'm
do.
just saying. I'm just
I do.
playing.
And you're gonna grow on some
And
apple.
I
And,
learned so much from Mr. Country Boy. He keeps me motivated. We got some. I got a goal next week already. But yeah.
hey,
So and that's the thing. Like he said, we do this because guess what? It's a and that's why it's called speak on it. We're speaking on things. Sometimes we have a topic, sometimes we don't. Today was actually the first time that I let go and let God on this show, and it was great. Like we talked about. We kind of move around, but it always the topic always tends to be right there somewhere in there. But yes, it's true stories. I talk a lot of personal, I'm very open and very honest and very transparent about me. So a lot of me talking, y'all probably be like, oh, all you do is talk about you and your stuff. But I do because that's my healing. That's my healing, and that's how I'm choosing to express myself
hmm
and speak my truth. And what you learn from that is that you never know who's watching. You never know who's listening. Someone could be going through the same thing. I met a lady yesterday. Oh, I didn't mean she works at H&R Block. I was telling her I was running to go take care of my daddy. When I came back, I went back by there. She just had two strokes, and at the time, we still wasn't sure my dad had a stroke or not. He didn't have one, but she was telling me some things to be watchful of and different
right.
things. I was like, "Wow, I didn't even know she had that." But had she not heard me talking to someone else about it, she wouldn't have said those things to me. But I'm just saying that to say you just don't ever know who's listening and who you're gonna help. And that's how we feel that we're gonna keep on this thing and we're gonna keep on talking. We hope you watch. We hope you even join in because we want this to be interactive. We want you to,
Yeah.
I posted a question earlier that said, what do y'all think about apple cider vinegar? Let's see. Apple cider vinegar. No one answered, but we hope the more
Oh, you know
the
what? Maybe that's cause the diva don't be. Let me tell y'all something. Diva supposed to be sitting this thing up here. Look, it was some. Look at that. See there, that little.
oh, I see
Maybe it's
that.
because I can only see them
Oh,
over
that's
here.
right. Apple cider vinegar really works. Okay. I'm just looking at, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about me just sharing it to my Facebook.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Julie.
Wait a minute. They go. Oh, that was you talking about
That
the
was
apple cider
me.
vinegar. Oh, yeah,
Ooh,
hold
that's a
on. I
cute picture
saw
of
it.
me.
Oh, Lordy Jesus. Lordy Jesus. There she go. Look, I don't know. I'll be trying to figure out how. Oh, wait a minute. Is that one right there?
And apple cider vinegar and water really does detox the body.
See there. See there. I told you. See there. I don't know what that means, but that makes it feel good.
So yeah, so we want that. We want some feedback. We want to know you out there. Even if you just said, "Hey," matter of fact, we're gonna start asking in the middle. We're gonna take a little break in the middle, and we're gonna start saying, "Where are you from? Who's listening? Where are you from?" We want to know. We want to hear you. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. We don't take you listening in, even if you only listen for 20 minutes, 10 minutes. We appreciate anything that you do to support us in
We do.
watching, and it don't cost you a dime.
Don't cost you a dime. And I want to say this, and I'm gonna just speak on it. I hope y'all know that this is one of the hottest, fastest growing shows that there is. Okay, so y'all hate if you want to. We don't care. We don't care. This is one of the hottest, fastest growing shows that is out here. And guess what? All them other imitators, we welcome you. We welcome you. This greatest form of flattery.
Bring it on.
Cause we gonna keep on rolling this. I
We gonna
told
keep
y'all. This
we roll until the wheels fall off.
I thought this,
The wheels on the bus go round.
well, look, I know we got to get up off here.
You gotta go. You gotta eat. I'm hungry. I thought the executive producer was gonna call you by now.
Look, I know she'll be done call here in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Look, I thank each and every one of y'all. We thank each and every one of y'all so very much for tuning in. And as I always say, if God has given you a vision, it's your vision. You go for it. Don't worry about what nobody telling you what they can't do, what you can't do, and you need this, and you need that to be. If God has given it to you, it's yours. He's implanted it in you. It is yours. And if ain't nobody told you they support you, we support you 100%. Look, if y'all want to come on here and talk, we'll even advertise for you. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say, look, we will advertise for you. Y'all want to get some advertisement on one of the hottest shows going today with this old boy right here and that little pretty thing right there. Y'all just come on, just hit the Lil Diva up and say, Lil Diva, we want you to advertise for us on Speak.
We working. And it is March. So that means it is Women's History Month. So we got some guests coming on the show. Man, they are doing the thing. And we don't have much time tonight, but in 2 weeks,
Mhm.
2 weeks,
Mhm.
we got some folks coming for you. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get since I'm gonna be off Monday, I have no excuse for not getting these flyers together. So I'm gonna get them together so you can know what's coming.
That's right.
Thank you, Donnie.
Thank you. Look here. If ain't nobody told you, if you did not hear it this morning when you woke up, if you didn't hear it throughout the day, if you ain't heard it in the nighttime hour, if ain't nobody told you they love you, guess what? We love you. And we love you unconditionally. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Y'all have a good one. We up out of here. We will see y'all in whatever it is.
We actually might see you Saturday. We just will let you know. Just hold that thought. Hold it,
because it might be a surprise.
Might be a surprise.
Bye, Diva.
See you later, country boy.
Bye.
I'm sitting here trying to hang us up. You got to hang us up.
I'm done it.